Once upon a time, there was a person. Now this person grew up with big dreams. Dreams to buy a house and explore the world and have a family and be so successful they could swim in pools of money. They had a nice life and did nice things. Then they began arguing with their spouse, and their kids drove them crazy. And the job that once brought them satisfaction was not going anywhere, and their boss stopped noticing them. And then the pressure of this world to do more and be better and save the planet and keep up with the news and vote this way and read this self-help book really started to weigh on them. Then they came to the conclusion that life is complicated and confusing and sometimes works out, but most of the time is broken and hard and lonely. And then they died. The end.
There has to be more to life than the stories we're trying so hard to write. Stories the world sells us that seem so filled with romance and adventure and epic emptiness. But there is a different story. A better story. It's a story about joy and hope and peace. A story about relationships being restored and addictions being broken. It's a story that's not about how much you make or where you live or how many friends you have. It's the story we all want, and it's the story that the world needs to hear. But the only way to know this story is to let Jesus be our storyteller. That's when we find purpose and meaning. With one change in our hearts, the entire story gets flipped on its head, where the same situations that once discouraged us have hope breathed into them. Not because the situation changed, but because the author did. And this author promises to work all things, even the craziest plot twists, for our good. There's a story that started at the beginning of time, a story that you have a place in, and it's a better story than you could ever imagine.